Hello friends, today's topic is about Manglik, the very dreaded topic, one of the most noticed, dreaded and sensitive topic in astrology. What is a Manglik and what is its effect on the people's life? Is it really that bad that it can mar any kind of relationships in the life of the person, or is it a more exaggeration by the astrologers to make people feel a bit confused what to do, what not to do? So today's topic I have chosen to make kind of a video on which people can understand where this topic is going. What is it about? Who is a Manglik? How bad it is? Or is it just the nuances of this term that makes us feel that Manglik is a horrible thing and a curse in our life? Let us discuss it. From the word Mars comes Manglik. Mars is the red hot planet. Yes, it's a tamasic planet. It has very vigorous qualities. It is the planet of valor, of achievements, of desires. Now when this Mars is from the Lagna, from the ascendant of a person, placed in the 2nd, 4th, 7th and 12th, then the person becomes a Manglik. From the Chandra Lagna, that is where the moon is situated, if the Mars is along with the moon, situated with the moon, or in the 4th house or 7th or the 12th, that is also called Manglik. Some astrologers have gone into the extent of seeing Manglik from the Navamsha chart also. What is the Navamsha chart? It is the D9 chart of marriage, where we see mostly Navamsha is just not only about marriage, but yes, to see the marriage, definitely we have to see the Navamsha. Now here also, if a person is Manglik, Jyotish is coming with the term that yes, how many permutation combinations are happening from the ascendant, from the Chandra Lagna and from the Navamsha. In this way I can conclude 80% population of the world will be a Manglik. So will 80% population face problem with relationships and love affairs, love matters and marriage? No, it doesn't work like that. The Manglik has to be to see Manglik in a horoscope, because parents are very much afraid of this subject, and whenever they hear that their progeny, son or daughter is a Manglik, they build a lot of fear in their mind. Now see, there is certain problems with Mangal. Let us discuss that first. Whenever Mangal is situated in the 1st house with moon, so Chandra Lagna Mangal, that is Sashi Mangal Yoga. This is a yoga for a very strong-headed person. No flexibility, always wanting to do the things that they like in love. What they want to prioritize, they will prioritize that. If they're aggressive, they want to prioritize their career, or they're obsessed with certain things else, they will do that. So here the Mangal is all of pride and ego and obsession and stick and fixated on things. Now any relationship with a fixated person is very difficult to sustain. We all understand that, because any kind of relationship, not only marriage, yes, marriage is the most dominant factor over here, because every day two person lives in the same place. So there has to be a lot of give and take and adjustments. So with a fixed-headed person, it is very difficult for the marriage to be long lasting. So here with the Chandra Lagna Mangal, definitely it's a very high Mangalik position. Second comes the 2nd house. 2nd house is our food that we eat, the family that we are born, the wealth that we have. Here Mangal becomes full of desires for having non-veg, for creating some hustles in the family. Speech will be rude over here, very straightforward, very hard-hitting and rude. So obviously that creates itself a problem in the family, whether before marriage, whether after marriage. It creates a problem. Fourth house Mangal. Fourth house is what? It's a Sukha Sthan. It is the place of contentment, the mother, the pleasure of house, cars and all these things. Now Mangal acts good for in this place in some certain ways. Like the people can have good real estate things, properties, cars and all this. But again, the family life, the domestic environment gets hampered with a lot of bickering. Seventh house Mangal, seventh house is the house of marriage. Here Mars is adamant to prove its supremacy, because Mangal is a soldier. Any good Mangal person will have these qualities of valor, of ego, of courage. If not that Mars is very badly afflicted by Saturn and debilitated or something other, Mangal will always work with pride, because that is how the planet is made. Now when this planet, highly malefic planet with such dominant qualities, sits in the 7th house, it is the power of ego and supremacy. Each partner, the partner wants to prove that I am better over you. This way a marriage, how long can it last? That's true. And if it lasts also, there is a good separative tendencies, maybe totally the mind is in a separative way. 8th house Mangal has a lot of problems with hidden things. They can be accident prone, they can use sharp tongue again because it affects the 2nd house, they can insult people, they can be addicted to bad things, they can have bad company, and they can have hidden affairs. All the wrong things here Mangal can do. All the 8th house is also the family of the in-laws. The person, especially in the women's case, here I have seen that 8th house Mangal creates a very bad condition after the marriage. The in-laws are not adjusting. The person goes through a very dark and patches of life, and also it's a condition of also the widowhood. Somewhere it's a condition, it creates a condition like that. 12th house Mangal is a subconscious mind. 12th house is the house of expenditure, of philanthropy, it's of giving, it's a subconscious mind, meditation. Now think a soldier sitting in that kind of a house of confinement, what he'll do? His subconscious mind is disturbed most of the time. There is sleeplessness, there is restlessness, there is problem with the subconscious mind. They themselves are unable to understand why they behave in a certain way, which is not at all going with the people around them. People around them understand this person is just not compatible to talk with, let alone living with that person. So that kind of a Mangal also creates a lot of stubbornness subconsciously. Whether the person understands it or not, that's a different thing, because many of us fail to understand what kind of personality we are. Now I'm coming to this point, that Mars in its own house specially, that person creates problems for themselves. In all these houses, if Mars in the Lagna is placed in Aries or Scorpio, they are the own self-created problem maker of their own, and nobody can solve their problem other than themselves, because they have their own issues. They don't want to address the issues mostly. One saving factor is that if Jupiter aspects this Mangal, which is a high Manglik, then these factors can be mitigated. The person comes to the conclusion that yes, I have some issues within myself which needs to be rectified. Then things can go better, obviously. But suppose a Mangal is in Manglik condition in the horoscope and is afflicted by Saturn, Rahu or Ketu of sitting with it, or you know, all these kind of malefic planets having an effect, especially Rahu, if it afflicts this Mars or sitting with that Mars, creates too much of an energy. And because Rahu is hedonistic pleasures and all these things, so Mangal with Rahu is a very a slight affliction of Rahu also with Saturn also. These conditions create a very high Mangalik characteristics within that person. So what I'm trying to put forward, my point is that every Mangalik situation is not bad. If it has an aspect of Jupiter, things are much rectified and under control. If it is not having, then we have to check whether it's from the Lagna, Chandra Lagna. If both, then the situation is a high Mangalik. And in this Chandra Lagna ascendant both condition, if Rahu or Saturn or Ketu, these kind of planets are sitting or reflecting that Mangal, then the situation becomes even more worse. So this is my topic on Mangal. Hope I am able to convey some of the things that I wanted to say, because there is a lot of illusion regarding Mangalik, and parents they get very upset when they come to know that their child has some Mangalik combination in the horoscope. But what I want to say is that there are different nuances of being a Mangalik or the conditions of Mangal. So we must check it up and see how bad to worse it is. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day, friends.